Have you found yourself in a situation where you're bluffing your way through conversations about inherent risk and residual risk and haven't got a clue what everybody's talking about? Then this video is for you. I'm Stuart Taylor and I make daily project management videos. If that's your thing, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Today, I'm going to be explaining the difference between inherent risks and residual risks. Stick around till the end though, and I'll have a bonus tip for you on how to communicate these values. Inherent risk is the measure of a risk before we apply any controls or measures to mitigate it. So when you identify a risk and assess its likelihood and impacts, but you've not taken any steps to manage it, this is the inherent risk score. It's a risk score before you take additional action. Residual risk, on the other hand, is the measure of the remaining risk after controls have been applied. It's intended that your management of the risk will have brought the risk score lower than the inherent risk, and ideally it will now be low enough for comfort. Residual risk is a useful reminder that a reduced risk is not the same as an avoided risk, and that the risk event may yet occur and may have some impact. It's not entirely gone, so it shouldn't be entirely forgotten. Whenever I get the opportunity to create new risk registers, rather than just inherit them, I tend to create fields that allow pre-mitigation, current and post-mitigation risk scores. It's not to everyone's taste because it does bulk up the register a little bit and it makes it a little bit more confusing to some, but I find it helps us to answer these questions really quickly. Now for the bonus tip, and it's an important one. When you're making your calculations of the risk level based on the likelihood and impact, you may plot this onto a risk heat map. There's lots of them on the internet you can find, and I'll be contributing my own in the future for what it's worth. But be aware, your stakeholders may not understand this. They probably won't understand risk management in the way that you do, and they're probably not going to understand the difference between inherent and residual risks. So if you start talking to them about the residual risk is now green, or has moved from the upper right to the lower left, they won't know what the hell you're talking about. My advice is that you apply measures that they will understand. If the impact of the risk has moved from being potentially losses of hundreds of millions of dollars to just a few $1 million, present it that way. If the inherent risk was negative national publicity and reputational harm, and now the residual risk is a few annoyed people on Twitter, present it that way. I guess my point here is that we have a lot of jargon in project management, and as we get used to using the tools and terminology around us, we can start to inadvertently use it more casually in discussions and end up alienating the people we're trying to engage. So just take an extra moment to run this stuff through the universal translator and communicate it to your stakeholders in ways that they understand and ways that they care about. If that was helpful to you, give the video a like, and I'll see you tomorrow.